Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Trauma Pond HQ. My name's Olivia and this is where we sit by the pond and we have a little chat. And today we're going to do another favorite thing of mine is to sit and watch some fish. Like I've said before in the past, MAFS is not a great show. However, it is good to learn from. So my friends and I, we were talking about this show quite recently, and one of the characters, well, contestants on the show, her name's Melissa. And they said that they believed that she potentially was narcissistic on the show. And I decided to do a little bit of research and watch a few things about Melissa and see if she actually is narcissistic. Now, this is where we're tarring people with the same brush just because they're being a jerk. But who am I to say? Edits can make anyone look horrific. So I thought we'd look at a couple of things and see if there is any telltale signs to determine what kind of characteristics she actually has. Is she narcissistic or is she just a jerk? So let's have a little look at a few clips of Melissa.
Do you give us direction on holding hands, or we hold hands, or is it a vibe? Okay, all right, you tell me what you want me to do. Sure, okay.
He looks very level-headed and sensible.
I reckon he's a realistic.
I'm freaking out now. I didn't think I would be. I'm normally, calm as a cucumber, but, nerves have got me good.
What do you hope is standing at the end of the aisle for you today?
I thought I like a manly man. Very masculine, hair on his chest, a big, burly man to throw me around with a personality that makes him soar above everyone.
Okay, first of all, I'm just going to say this. What your preferences are does not make you a bad person. It's just what you're attracted to. What you're attracted to doesn't make it wrong, but you also have to ask yourself, why are you attracted to that type of person? So, I mean, she's not getting what she's described. I'll say that. She's not getting what she described. But he seems sweet. He seems really, really lovely. So, I mean, your personal preferences should not dictate, what you end up getting at the end of the day. I've never been really... I say I've never been one to go for scrawny. I don't want to say let's just say what the Kardashians are going for now, not my idea of someone I would be attracted to. Attraction is very much something that we need to think of whenever we're looking for an ideal partner. You do have to be attracted somewhat to that person, but if there's one thing between men and women, men are attracted to certain characteristics of women, and women are attracted to certain characteristics of men. A man can get away with looking like Shrek, but if he has a good personality and if he's funny and has a lot of good things going for him, he can get any woman he wants. Women, we have to be attractive. Nothing else matters, but we have to be attractive. And it doesn't matter what all of those alpha guys say on those podcasts. They're lying. Everything they say that they want and everything that they follow, completely different.
Really bad.
Are you nervous?
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's your hand shaking or mine.
No, it's yours. I'm fine.
As soon as I looked him in the eyes, all my reservations went out the window. I could tell instantly that he was kind. I think the experts have hit the jackpot here. Like, seriously, that is my Thor and Gladiator in one. Like, he turned around and I was like, wow. I was blown away.
You today.
Look, I think he looks like the boy next door, but
I think he could be a freak in the sheets too.
well, I've already sized him up from his shoe size. And what they say is big feet means...
Did she? Okay. She seems a bit deviant. um, yeah, look, as someone who is recovering from sexual trauma, I'm getting vibes here.
Years from now, when we look back, we can refer to these moments. This was when we met.
Oh, I hope Josh has a big hammer.
We then had a wedding.
Josh and Melissa!
And he's everything that I thought that he would be. He's perfect. I don't know how much more the experts could have ticked the boxes. Thor, who's Thor? He's amazing.
She keeps on referring to Thor. So, okay, she's got that's her ideal man, is someone who looks like Chris Hemsworth. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that would turn for Chris Hemsworth, but is it something that is the be all and end all of a relationship? Look, you know, I don't know what she's seeing here. I really don't know what she's seeing here, but he definitely does come across very kind, very gentlemanly. There is a potential that he could be neurodivergent. I'm not diagnosing. I'm just there's a vibe that he has that I'm thinking, this is familiar territory for myself. So yeah, there's some similarities here.
And I love the way that we've instantly connected. Feels like it's more than a physical connection.
It's good they're getting to know each other.
I know.
What's your vote, yay, nay?
Not really. Not that I'm not a fan, I'm just that it.
He seems like a really nice guy,
Yeah, anyway.
but yeah, I'm worried. Mel's so much fun, but I'm worried he's a bit boring.
Like a
But I
wet
didn't-
wipe.
She normally goes for the very charismatic, ladies' man, strong, the talkers, the one who would, you know, turn up to the table with all us girls and kind of grab our attention. Do I think it will last long term? No, I don't. Seems very calm and sensible.
Are we being reserved right now? What are you guys doing right now?
I'm worried he's not enough for you.
I just think you will eat him alive, to be honest.
He's not, and not enough for you. You're the fun, vibrant person, and I'm worried he's just not going to match your energy. Do you have any reservations? Are you worried about anything?
If you don't like him, I'll be totally heartbroken. Because I have picked so wrong the past 10, 20 years. And I'm actually exhausted of making the wrong decisions all the time.
These friends of hers, friends and family, obviously they know her better than anyone else. So this is the thing. The vibe that her friends are giving are very much, she's very dominant, that she's very outgoing, she's very extroverted, and he is clearly very introverted. So yes, that can be a clash of certain things, but there is one thing that this Olivia, what is it with Olivia's? I'm Olivia, no! This Olivia that is saying that he's not going to be good enough. It's kind of concerning in a certain way, because they have said that the type of guy that she usually gets are the charismatic men, the extroverted, outgoing. Now, I am seeing like some similarities between myself and Melissa. I'm not gonna lie, okay? This is old me. This is me now healed. That is the old Olivia style. She is very wild and outgoing. The references she's made about his manhood, it's clear that there is trauma. She's had serious trauma. She's already been married once before. But you know, if you're 40 years old and you are attracting all of the wrong type of men, you need to do the work. You need to start looking into why are you attracting these particular types of men. You know, if you're attracted to these charismatic guys, that's not a flex. Charismatic, outgoing guys, they're not all of them are great. I'm not tarring all of them with the same brush here, but it's very much a cluster B trait to be very extroverted with charisma and charm. So, you know, nowadays, whenever I see that kind of personality, I am very put off. Her friends want her to stick with the same kind of guy. So this is where the issue is. They're trying to break out of the traditional style of relationship here. And if this was a serious show, they would put Melissa with Josh and actually like try and get them on a compatible wavelength if they actually believe that they were compatible. But Melissa clearly has got some trauma in her past. I'm not exactly sure, but her personality, her mannerisms, all of that sort of stuff, sexual references, it's kind of concerning. I'm not going to lie. People who have survived sexual trauma, it can go one of two ways. You can end up having a complete phobia of intimacy, or it'll be that sex is a transactional thing. It's not something that is special or anything like that. That's a very, and you know what, you end up becoming very sexually promiscuous if you are someone who has suffered from sexual trauma. And just from personal experience dealing with an awful lot of people, I am noticing that there is a certain age, like there's a slight age between the idea of whether you're going to be sexually phobic or sexually driven. And I believe the cutoff is somewhere around the puberty age, like round about 13, 14, 15. Anyone I know who is younger than about 14 or 15, they're very sexually phobic. Whereas anyone over the age of 14, 15 that has experienced a first time sexual trauma, they become very sexually extroverted and try to take control of their sexual preferences as they go on. And the only way you can actually stop being promiscuous or you can stop being fearful is if you go into therapy. You're never going to get healed from it if you are in a negative relationship. There is no relationship that you will get into unless you've had so many mess ups that you actually push yourself into therapy to try and understand, why am I going through all of this? You really do have to put in the work. You have to put in a lot of work if you want to try and actually have a genuine, deep, fulfilling relationship that is not just built on sex. I'm just getting the thing about her that she is very sexually driven.
Can I do the guns, please?
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
Sure.
Don't act like you don't like it.
Yeah.
Last night was amazing. Having sex on the first night was great. And I want more. We had a sleep in this morning, so Josh should be full of energy. So hopefully he's noticing my advances. So you want me to do your pecs?
I'm good. I'm good.
Let me tell you, whew, Josh with no top on by the poolside, like my heart.
That's a really great costume that you have on.
Okay, he is clearly a gentleman. I'll just say this right now. He's clearly a gentleman. He doesn't want to talk about his sexual advances. The best way I can describe him is that he's very reserved, he's very respectful, and he wants to have a respectful relationship with his wife. A lot of men do actually want to have that kind of reserved lifestyle. She clearly is very opposite to that. She's a Samantha Jones. That's the best way to describe her. She's a Samantha Jones. So she's definitely had sexual trauma, probably in her teen years. You know, this is her way of controlling a very significant part of relationships. Because when you experience that sort of trauma, you feel like you have lost all sense of control. So the only way that you can get control is by being the dominant one during sexual activities. and being promiscuous and being proud of it. But that is just a sign of unhealed trauma. How do I know this? Well, takes one to know one. I will say I was very much like this for quite some time. And now, somehow, now that I'm healing, I'm more like him. Well, once you start getting your therapy and start understanding your traumas and things like that, you end up becoming a bit more like a Josh. So yeah, there's just, I feel quite bad for her, because if she is this way inclined, this is probably why she gets into an awful lot of trouble. But I'm actually not seeing any narcissistic traits here. I'm just seeing a damaged person. So I'm not seeing narcissism.
My little sexy ways to seduce Josh in the pool. Well, I hope it's working.
Catching a ride in my own private pool.
A PG-rated ride?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hola. Maybe sit on you because I can't.
Oh, I can see it. That's better. That works out for all that's involved.
Yeah.
After the pool, I'd like to take him to the showers and see if I can just, steam things up a little bit more for us and see where that goes.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Like a hot shower after cold water.
It will be steamy, it will be hot, and if that requires removing some clothing, I'm 100% willing to participate.
I'm gonna get unchained to get chained.
Okay, look, there's a double standard here. I've never been like that. If I ever get the hint that a guy isn't into me, I don't follow through with it. I have severe rejection phobia. So this is the thing. Hopping on his knee, like hopping on top of him in the swimming pool, and then, just taking off your clothes willy-nilly when he is clearly a lot more reserved. And how is she not picking up on that? She is slightly, her body language in that is like, I'm going to do this, It could also be the fact that there's cameras there as well. It's very predatorial. And if a guy did that, a guy would not get away with doing that sort of stuff. A guy would not, on this show, there would be no such thing as a guy being allowed to do this to a woman without the authorities getting called in. So there is a double standard here. I am saying that if there's one thing that I really don't like, it's when women think that they have a right to touch another man just because they're a woman. I don't like that. I've never liked that. It's not something that it's not something that should be allowed. And I've gone to many hen parties, and there have always been those old cougar women who will start feeling up the stripper and putting their hands in places where they should not be. And I think it's downright disgraceful. If the tables were turned, it would be cops called. That's not okay. So she is a bit predatorial in this. And I know that she'll probably turn around and say, well, it's her husband, all that sort of thing. And guys will turn around and say the exact same thing if the roles were reversed. But, this is a person who is still technically a stranger. And people get to know each other differently. And you have to try and understand. You have to find where the pendulum swing is and then bring it to here. You can't just delve straight in on your side just by using sex as a way of getting to know people. That's not how it works. And clearly it has not worked for her in the past. Because if it had, she wouldn't be 40 years old and still claiming a Samantha Jones lifestyle. Get some therapy, for God's sake. That goes for anyone. If you are still in your 30s and 40s, attracting the wrong type of people and wondering what's wrong, just saying, start doing the work. Okay? It's not okay to be predatorial.
Josh walked out. It's like, what? If getting these girls out doesn't work, I don't know what's going to make him turn his head. So, woo. Anyways, maybe he'll get the second advance, one's hoping. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm a little bit tired, but no, I'll be good. I'll be good. It's just, This is normally when I'd have my naps. But
We should have a nap together.
Yeah, she's. It's no. Yeah. Yeah, look, that is definitely a person who has severe amount of trauma. Feeling rejected, okay, yeah. I understand that she would completely feel rejected right now. I know what that feels like. When the first couple of years in my relationship with an autistic person, I felt the exact same way. I get it. Look, she's definitely not reading the room. Let's put it that way. She's not reading the room. So, and that's a very key point in relationships, is that you have to be able to read another person's emotions. If you can't read them, you're going to struggle for the rest of the relationship. Let's see where their values are.
Melissa and Josh are also taking on the 5-year plan task.
all right, number 1 is career. I'm very proud of where I am at. Children, health. I'm turning 41, so health is exceptionally important to me.
Yeah.
And the 4th one is relationship, whatever that may be. If that's marriage, if that's a relationship of living separately, but yeah, absolutely relationship. And I put aging parents in 5th in mine.
I see a lot of love here.
Yeah.
It's all about, family, family, family.
Yeah, it's very important to me. Where are you with that?
Funny enough, career. Property.
Yep.
Healthy sex life. I need that because that's huge to me, you know? So, more kids.
Do you think that, like, you place a lot of emphasis on the sex part? Like, if you place so much emphasis on it, then if it doesn't deliver, then it's something that, I don't know,
I would have stayed married to my first husband if that wasn't a problem.
Yeah, sure.
So I wouldn't have broken up a family home if, this is like a big deal. He knows, or he's heard me talk about it a lot, and it seems to be a problem for him. I mean, did he just want to marry his mate and not have a healthy sex life? Shit, am I already in this nightmare marriage that... What did I sign up for?
Okay, look. Sex is very important in a relationship. No doubt about it. It has got everything to do with all of the good feel-good hormones. Oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, your endorphins, everything starts kicking in a healthy relationship with a good sex life. Absolutely. I totally understand where she's coming from. But it's not part of a plan. It is if you want to have kids. This woman has got a very, very dangerous relationship with sex. That is a thing. That is definitely a thing. I myself have also had a very dangerous relationship with sex, and it has gotten me into a lot of trouble. I can't shy away from it. It is part of my past, but my future does not entail what my past had. I'll say this: therapy does wonders. It definitely does wonders. I'm still not seeing anything that makes her narcissistic. I'm really not seeing anything. I just see a deeply damaged woman who's had to deal with an awful lot. So I'm feeling for her. But for God's sake, woman, get some therapy. Right. This was the last one. This is where she got kicked off. I only know of that one.
Our next couple tonight, Melissa and Josh. What's going on here? There's been a significant change here in you guys.
I'll let you go first.
How are we going? Not great.
You guys entered into this experiment and initially had a very strong sexual connection. So how has this week been with more of that focus on that emotional connection?
Well, the last week, We started off in a messy week in a difficult position, and that didn't seem to really work. It just felt like the wheels fell off again.
Well, I think because, also, can I say?
Absolutely,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
I think because we're still talking about sex, it's still really bloody awkward. So for Intimacy Week, this for me was like my ultimate favourite week, you know? I watch the seasons and I'm like, woohoo, Intimacy Week, you know? What can I bring? It's like my favourite week. And it's like, I'm like, ooh, like suppressed. And I'm like, oh, don't talk about sex. Don't talk about it because I don't want to upset. Like, Josh is really conservative, and I respect that. But then it's just like, it suppresses me, and then I feel like I'm the alpha in the relationship. I just feel in this relationship, I'm definitely the more dominant, and it's just showing.
Okay, you cannot say that. You cannot say that. Like, okay, yes, women can have a more dominant side sexually, and some men really like that. But this is a man that is not sexually provocative. There's nothing wrong with that. He's very respectful. There's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like there is definitely, especially in today's society, where women who, and unfortunately, you know, a lot of this does come down to assault, abuse. This is where this is coming from. If you have experienced that, you're going to end up being like this. And a lot of people don't quite understand this, but this is what we get. So for every man that assaults a woman, for every woman that assaults a man, this is what you create. This is an ideal man. I will say this right now. He is an ideal man. He is very gentle. He's very he's very gentlemanly. He's very caring. You can tell he's a very caring person. There's just an awful lot about him that is box ticking. But because he is not a bad boy, he's demonized by things like her. And there are more women like her than there should be. Now, I am not actually saying that this is a bad thing necessarily, but you know, unless you do all of this healing, you're not actually going to get to a happy, healthy place within yourself. It's as simple as that. Believe me, I've had to do a lot of work. When there is just one tiny negative thing that you're not having your needs met, women will actually steer away. But those kind of women that will steer away because they're not having that particular need met, they're generally traumatized. I know that I did it with my ex-husband, and it's not for the fact that we weren't having a healthy sex life, it was the fact that he was emotionally unavailable. So when you don't have all those components in a relationship, someone's going to steer away. You have to tick every single box to your values before you can actually say, yes, I'm staying here. I'm going to be here till the very end. Saying things like, this man isn't alpha enough, you don't know what a true man is. I'll say that right now. And it's very sad that there are so many men out there like Josh who are getting demoralized because they are not bad boys. And to be honest, we don't need any more bad boys, because if we had no bad boys, this would be a much safer world.
Can I jump in there? Because you're saying that I am some kind of shrew or 40-year-old virgin, which I am not in any way, shape or form. We were intimate on Friday and Saturday, just this past last couple of days. I cannot sit here and take this, because it is untrue. There is a significant issue in this relationship about control. In this relationship, Melissa has attempted to restrict my access to the TV. She's attempted to restrict my access to my mobile phone. She's trying to place limitations on the times that I can read my books. She's trying to tell me when I can go out, where I can go out, who I talk to, when I talk to them. And last week you heard her talk about the fact that she's going to limit intimacy. That was never something I agreed to. She has used degrading and dehumanising language to me, questioning my manhood. So when we talk about getting at the core of the issue, that is the core of the issue right there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my heart was breaking the whole time. This is the thing, I can understand that she would be quite controlling, but I still don't think that would be necessarily narcissism. I think she'd be trying to control a certain way to try and bring control back into her life because she's not getting it sexually. I'm still not getting narcissism from this. And I know that there are so many people that are going to come at me for this. This is a woman who has got severe control issues because she has experienced a lack of control in past life. So that's the best I can really say. I'm still not seeing narcissism.
Melissa, did you question his manhood?
When did I question your manhood? What did I say about your manhood?
You've said repeatedly, I need a man. I came here to meet a man.
Oh, yeah, I have said that.
So, is Josh not man enough for you?
I just feel like he's not a big, man. I don't feel protected by Josh.
Hold up 1 second, just 1 second. Bear with me. I'm gonna need this. I feel sick.
I'm used to a man. Just, I want a manly man.
I reckon one of the most frustrating things is when somebody says you're not a man. Like, what is a man? A man is someone who can really talk about their emotions and get deep and be vulnerable. That's a man.
Yeah.
What a man isn't is someone who just wants to chop it up and not talk about anything. That's
Okay, I don't know who that guy is, but in this horrific world that we're living in right now, where we are now questioning what is a woman, it is so beautiful that clearly it's easy to distinguish what a man is in this day and age. But I think that's actually really, really nice. The guys definitely have got his back. And that is actually a really good description of what a true man is, where a man who can't face their emotions, who can't deal with confrontation in a controlled environment. That's perfect. And I would definitely agree with the fact that Josh is very much a wonderful man. He clearly looks it. So
Are you able to put yourself in his shoes right now? Let's reverse it.
Yep.
Let's say he's looking at you and saying, you're not enough of a woman for me. You're a little girl, you're not a woman. How would that feel?
Really hurtful. Because also too, I've got to say that intimacy night, during intimacy week, it was just sex. It was just a transaction. I didn't feel like it was a genuine thing. It wasn't how I imagined to have an amazing sex life with someone. We're really drunk, and it was just really awkward.
that would have hurt so bad. And the thing is, I've also been the subject of being someone's transactions. You know, obviously being sexually assaulted, you that's all you are to that person that does that to you. But even my ex-husband, for 2 years, he said it was just transactional. And it's a horrible thing to say. It's one of the worst things you could ever say to someone, especially if you're in a relationship with them. If you are in a relationship with someone and you say that sex is just transactional, it is the most horrific thing to say. That actually made me feel like I was going to throw up. Just, wow. That is a horrible thing to say in front of so many people and in front of the person who you are supposed to be married to, or in a relationship with. It's a horrible thing to say. The thing is, she said those words without knowing the consequences. This is you can come for me if you want, but I still don't think she's narcissistic. I just think she's an idiot. I think she's an idiot. She's just a jerk. There you go. She's not narcissistic, she's just a jerk. If she goes into therapy and actually starts working on herself and starts understanding why she is the way that she is, starts working on all of this, she's going to come out of therapy and she's going to be really sick to the stomach about what she has done to another person. I genuinely do believe that there is something else there. I believe she's very much about herself, but unaware. I think maybe she might have ADHD or something, but yeah,
I haven't seen any of this from Josh in the weeks. We don't talk. This is the thing.
This is not true at all. It's not true at all.
I had no idea, Josh. What? You could have told me.
We talk all the time.
Not about this. Whatever I've said, you could have said, hey, Mel, that just really hurt me, or whatever, in that argument. I would have addressed it.
Why does the onus sit on me to tell you that the words that you say are really horrible?
Because we were in a fight. Lots of words got said. I was hurt too. I definitely think I have a huge bite, and I definitely know I've said some horrible shit, and I'm so apologetic. Sorry, Josh. I said all these shitty things, and I'm really sorry.
Let's go with you first, Josh. What do you want to do, stay or leave?
I'm leaving.
What about you, Melissa? What have you got, stay or leave?
So I did say leave, and then I decided to say stay. Josh is a really nice, great guy. He's a great guy. So why would you not want to stay with him?
All right. Look, no one deserves that kind of treatment, but I still think that there is a massive double standard within this show that they would allow another couple, one who is an obvious narcissist. There is no question, and I know they know, the whole group knows that Harrison is a narcissist, and yet he was allowed to stay over Bronte, and the psychologists should know exactly the kind of damage that Harrison is inflicting on Bronte. They know all of the things that he is doing to her psychologically. They also know the science as to what that kind of abuse actually does to a person. And it's not just mental abuse. It comes down to it end up being physical abuse. Anyone from cluster B category can inflict physical abuse without having to lift a finger, because the psychological damage that they inflict becomes physical within the body. That's what really annoys me about this show. He was allowed to leave with someone who was psychologically unaware that they were causing harm. And she is unaware that she's causing harm. She's just all about the things that she knows and wants, not without actually realizing that she is damaged and that she needs to work on herself. And this is a thing. I'm going to get so much hate for this, but I don't care. This is true. This is all factual. All right? This is something that a lot of people are not going to like, but if you are sexually provocative in some way, do the work. Take it from someone who has done the work, who has been in exactly the same sort of position as this woman mentally and emotionally, and took accountability for everything that was going on, because you have to. I really hope that both of them are actually getting the help that they need right now. I doubt that the show is supplying it, but that's a breakdown of MAFS. Unfortunately, this thing is not a narcissist. She's just a jerk, from what I can tell. Anyway, guys, I hope that gives you some insight as to what the difference actually is. I hope you've enjoyed, and hopefully I see you next time. Guys, if you have enjoyed this show, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, share around with your friends. I really hope that you've enjoyed this, and I will see you next time on Trauma Pond HQ. Take care. Bye.